Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Zombies Love Bacon podcast, episode 37, and the last episode for 2021. What a fucking useless year it's been.
What do you mean?
And lots of reasons. All right, we could do a 4-hour podcast about how fucking stupid 2021 has been. All right, but
we got time.
All right, this is the start of the 4-hour podcast. Strap yourself in.
4-hour podcast roasting 2021.
Not even going to talk. It's just going to be Shelby for 24 hours. I'm joking. Shelby's here, if you hadn't already noticed.
G'day.
G'day
friend.
from Shelby.
G'day.
And also joining us is Tech Jess. Hey, Tech Jess.
I'm offended that our last podcast ends in an odd number. That's just triggering.
I mean, we can do more, but I know that it's that time of year where fucking you blink and then it's over. It's gone.
And then it's Christmas, and then it's January, and then we're done.
Yeah, and everyone right now is unreliable. Everyone.
And tell
me about it.
We're just what's it? It's the third day of December. We're recording this. So Michael Bublé came out of his cave 3 days ago, and
Mariah Carey as well. She came out herself. I like that they've been making TikToks making fun of that too. Like Michael Bublé's been posting TikToks of like him waiting for the calendar.
It's a fucking marketing team that's like, Michael, we need to
the kids think this is really funny. Can you just like make a couple TikToks just appearing?
Do you think that Mariah Carey makes her own TikToks? No way. No fucking. She doesn't even wipe her own ass, I'd reckon.
Definitely not. And I have to say, look, say what you want about that song. What
song?
All I Want for Christmas. But, and aside from the fact that when you hear it like 60 times, it's like nauseating. But the first time you hear it of the season, that shit slaps.
No, it doesn't.
It slaps. It does.
Yeah, it slaps so me in the nutsack, all right? It's bad. Why can't they make new Christmas music? Why do they have to listen to the same shit every fucking year? I'm serious. Where's our new Christmas?
There is new Christmas music. You're just not hearing it.
All right, go on. Just fucking where is it? You got some Taylor Swift or something going on? Huh?
Taylor Swift hasn't done a Christmas album.
Oh, really? Wow.
Ariana Grande has Christmas music, and so does Kelly Clarkson, two of my favorite singers.
What isn't? Okay, so it's like when you think Christmas music, it's Michael Bublé and Mariah Carey, right? It's like the two memes. You're not 12, all right?
Yeah.
So why haven't they done a duet? Like what?
Maybe
why not
they
team
hate
up?
each other.
Maybe that's too strong. That'll destroy Christmas. That's like, it's like putting too much power together.
I have a Christmas playlist somewhere that I made like 2 years ago. I'm just trying to dig it up.
No.
Just so I can see what's on it. What do you mean?
I hate Christmas music. Like I like Christmas carols and stuff. Fine, no problem. I don't give a shit. I don't want to listen to them on repeat or anything, but I don't give a shit. But just, oh man, I remember, right? This is not even a joke. Back when I used to manage stores, like actually had to run them and do everything, and everything was my fault. Mm-hmm. I'm going to call them out because they were the stupidest fucking company. I think it was Mood Media or something like that. There's weird licensing around music and playing in retail spaces. All right.
Yes.
Like you have to pay proper licensing fees to play music, blah, blah, blah. So we're doing everything legit. So we're buying music through this company called Mood Media, where you basically give them a genre and they send you out, and it's an encrypted MP3 CD that goes in their encrypted player and then plays music. And it's this whole fucking thing. It's not like, it was just stupid. Anyway, in December, there's a switch and you hit the switch and it turns it to Christmas. There's an actual Christmas switch and I switched it on and all my employees said that they're going to quit if I don't turn it back off again. It wasn't that. The biggest problem was, the boss was such a tight ass. He didn't pay for the rights to the proper Christmas songs. He brought the third party, like royalty-free covers, like acoustic covers.
Oh no!
So it was All You Want for Christmas by this hippie playing an acoustic version of on repeat, because there was only like 14 songs. So every 14 songs, it was just start again. And I just said, yeah, we don't need to listen to this, and that's fine. We just turned it off.
Valid. I have to say, I just searched up my playlists and Kelly Clarkson's Christmas music. She's my favorite singer of all time. But she has a song called "Christmas Isn't Cancelled, Just You."
Wow, what?
That's what it's called.
Who's the you?
A lot of her Christmas songs about their Christmas, but also fuck my ex-boyfriend, I guess.
Yeah, right. So she's definitely playing to that demographic.
Yeah, she always has.
But heartbreak is probably the people that listen to the most music, right? That's the only reason why Taylor Swift is popular. Am I right? Am I pissing anyone off yet?
You're pissing me off. Taylor Swift. I grew up with Taylor Swift, right? I grew up with her late teens, like adulthood, whatever. Early teens, probably. Her whole thing about re-recording her old music to like have control over them is fucking great marketing, but also all too well 10-minute long version is a fucking piece of art. I don't care.
That whole thing, like I don't give a shit about the music or anything, but that whole thing where she lost the rights to her own songs is the most fascinating fucking thing to read up on, and also a lesson to people that should really read all your contracts and understand what you're signing, because that sort of shit happens more often than you think.
But then the music was sold to somebody else.
Yeah, but it's what I'm saying is that this shit happens more often than you think. It's just very publicized because I suppose Taylor's camp was like, we're just going to be completely transparent about what's going on.
Yep. So she actually said, she threatened them first. She's like, I'll just re-release all my old music. Like, I'll re-record every song and I'll start releasing songs from the vault and all that stuff. And they were like, you won't do that. We're like three albums in now and she's doing it. And like, she's releasing a lot of music that was unreleased as well. And it's been fantastic. Like, really good. There are some questionable songs, though, that people are waiting to see how she rewords them because they don't reflect who she is now, like really controversial ones. There's one that's called, like, Better Than Revenge, which basically talks about some chick being a whore.
And I mean, at the end of the day, if she's recording it, she can do whatever the fuck she wants, right? So.
Yeah, so she has made some changes already, and like she released that 10-minute long version of arguably her most popular song of all time, and made a short film with it as well in this whole thing, and like it's about Jake Gyllenhaal, and he's kind of gone into hiding since she released it. So.
It just reminds me a lot of back like machinima days with like YouTube and stuff like that, and what was it? Is it MCNs or what the fuck they were called? I think it's something. Basically, if you want to be good on YouTube, rather than just going out and doing it all by yourself, you would sell your content or sell the rights to a portion of your content to a networking marketing firm, essentially. And like Machinima was a big one for gameplay stuff. There was a lot of others, but I just know that some of the people that I follow sort of pass their content, like follow their Twitter and stuff like that, and they've been on podcasts and whatever since. They're like, they've left channels and then content that they made while they were at those channels have gone on to become viral years later when they're not even part of the channel anymore. And then that channel ends up making millions of dollars off the back of their image and their performance, but they don't get to see a dime of it because they signed the piece of paper that basically signed their life away. So not knowing that, once they're gone, there's not going to be any sort of mutual respect. They're just going to continue to sell.
I'm just going to go and re-record all my old videos.
Pretty much. Like that's, yeah. So, but they're like, I'm not going to call them out because I don't want to publicize the channel that's doing very well now, but they now re-record all their content, but they just change the name of things. But they're still not doing nearly as well as the other channel.
It is bad. And I see that with TikTok as well.
Yeah. So the lesson there is, and there's many content creators that have learned, don't sign anything until you read it. And like I worked with a guy who's an actor, a very, very talented actor. And we went in and like we've talked about how we worked on The Block, and they asked me for extra talent, if you like. And I said, well, look, we haven't got staff to spare to work for fucking Channel 9, but I've got an actor that works, had worked in my business and is probably looking for acting work, and you can just put him on your payroll. And they're like, yeah, hell yeah. And he straight away said, I won't sign anything until my agent sees it. You need to send me copies of these contracts and they'd be sent to these people, blah, blah, blah. And everything was double, triple checked, signed up, made sure that it was all legit, above board, that he knew what they were getting into, everything. Like it slowed the process down like a day. But yeah, it was all done. Where I never signed anything. So I just fucking get to talk about whatever.
No NDAs.
No NDAs for me.
Everything.
I was leaking copies of the script and taking photos of the scoreboard months before they go on the show. I knew who won. Well, not everyone.
End of the day is read all contracts thoroughly, including work contracts,
But,
things like
yeah,
that.
absolutely.
Read everything.
Read
dude.
everything.
You have no idea.
Read your
what
terms
you
of
get
services.
yourself into.
Did you know you can't use your iPhone to make a bomb? It's in the terms of services.
Damn it.
Yeah.
They don't got my
Gotta read it.
plans.
There's entire YouTube channels where they read the terms of services for you. So
Yes, I love that stuff. But speaking of people who can't read, Frog is here and he's late. Hi, Frog. You now know why he was late.
It's been a fucking long day.
disgusting. It's been a long week.
It's been a very long.
Tell us about
month.
how Telstra was talking to you just now.
I've got a fun one. Would you like to play a game? It's called Read the Messages Between Me and Telstra. Let's go. Let me just load this back up. Hi everyone, by the way.
Hi.
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 I would have been here on time had I had working internet. Every other device in my house apart from my computer was working, and I tested the cables, tested everything. Nothing was fucking working. It just refused to run like a LAN connection, like an Ethernet connection. Anyway, so I message Telstra and I get the message from the bot. All right, cool. All right, we'll be connecting you with one of our technicians. All right, give us 10 minutes later. The technician calls or messages back. It's like, hello, I can certainly help you with your Ethernet. Won't work from your router. Are you referring to may I know how long you're facing this issue? What? Is that English?
No, it's not. It's an AI.
It's clearly an AI, but it's supposed to be a person. Since I got home at 3, so I thought I'd go along with it. I was like, since I got home at 3, my PC can't connect, and yada yada yada. Every other device is working fine. It's like, could you please tell me how this is affecting your voice service? What?
I don't have a voice service.
It's not affecting my voice service. My internet on my computer won't work.
God.
Please confirm the mobile number which we can use to contact you on. We will use it. And so I just ended up just calling them, waited in a queue, got in line, and then they just said, "Oh yeah, you're showing here that your modem's not working properly, but we'll do it. See if we can do anything on our end." So they literally
Press
took
the button,
2 minutes, press the button, and it works. Yeah. So I don't know. My phone.
Do they use any terminology? Like, we're just updating the technology on our end here, or they
said they were updating my modem.
They use buzzwords, but I'm pretty sure they just turn it off and on again.
Pretty sure. But the thing is, I had tried that, which is frustrating because if they did that,
and I turn it off and on again on their end,
No, they probably hit right click and restart.
Did I ever tell you about the saga with Telstra that I have? And there's a reason why. Like there's literally don't disconnect me, Telstra, because I use them now for my internet. Because face it, they run the NBN connection. So if you want the best one, you have to deal with the devil. Anyway, they did a thing where they rang me up and they're like, "Hey, did you know your internet could be fast?" This was my old house. Your internet could be faster. We just figured out that you've got a better connection that we can hook up for you tomorrow. And I'm like, really? Yep. All you need to do is won't cost you anything. You don't need to do anything. All you need to do is just make sure your modem's plugged in. We'll update it in the morning. I'm like, okay, sounds fucking too good to be true. Do it. Let's do it. They're like, sweet. It was way too good to be true. It was fucking. So they downgraded me from ADSL 2 to ADSL 1 and signed me up to a new 24-month contract based on that one conversation I had with them. And then when I rang them up and I'm like, that's not the fucking deal. Put it back. They're like, we gave away your ADSL 2 connection and there's none left. I'm like, yeah, but it's my connection, so you're going to give it the fuck back. And anyway, so what I'd do is I'd call them, and then while I'm calling to them, I would talk to them on their live messenger. And while I'm live messaging them, I would be on Facebook Messenger talking to them. And while I was on Facebook Messenger, I'd be on Twitter talking to them as well. All with the same complaint. And then if any of them contradicted the other one, I would copy paste their messages to each other and say, can you explain why this guy's saying it's something different now? And then go, and I did that. No, this is not even a lie. I did that for 71 days straight. And I saved every single conversation that I had with all of them. And just every day I'd just start again. And they'll go, what's the problem? Like copy and paste the previous day's worth of messages. I said, just read through this. This will get you up to speed. I'm just waiting for my internet connection to be repaired. And we just went around in circles for fucking 70 days until I got exactly what I wanted from day one. Where they just said, oh, we've made a mistake. We'll just plug you back into your old connection. I'm like, cool.
I had to wait for 71 days for somebody.
71 days. I still have the messages on my computer. in a text file that is like 500 pages long, which
anyway, we've talked
copy
about
and paste them in there to them each time. Anyway.
We talked about it before that you're the Karen of the household.
I get it from my dad. We've talked about this, you know. The thing was that every day they'd give me a different answer, so I knew I was getting somewhere because there was no what they said was the original reason changed the next day. So obviously they're just making it up. So you just had to keep going until eventually you got there. Anyway, Telstra's a fucking scumbag of a company. They're definitely about making profits and definitely not about the people. And I was reminded about this yesterday, actually, day before yesterday. I was hanging out in Barjo's stream, who was doing some fucking cool shit with his stream. We'll talk about that in a second. But he said to him, because he's got some major sponsors, and he was saying that, you know, some of them have been sponsors for a long time now, like 3-4 years. People like Elgato and those sort of guys. And he said that he doesn't just sign up with anyone. And he got approached by Telstra once, and he just laughed at them and said, "No fucking way," because he's I think he's sponsored by Aussie Broadband now, and he just went through an absolute rigmarole trying to get his internet connected with Telstra, like everyone does. No one ever has a great time talking to Telstra. No one walks away and goes, "Oh, well, that was really helpful and insightful." No, it just doesn't happen. So. But yeah, it was just funny because you'd imagine Telstra would come with some bags of money for sponsorship as well. But just to have the balls to go, yeah, no, we know your shit. I don't want your name on your product. So fuck Telstra, am I right?
Yeah, but also don't disconnect us.
Yeah, also don't disconnect us.
Don't.
Wait, who are we through now?
Telstra.
Oh fuck!
That's what I mean. We have to be to get the good connection. Because otherwise, like if we go, say we went through Aussie Broadband, which they're like a lot of people say good things about Aussie Broadband in particular, but if they want to get it connected, they have to go talk to Telstra. That's the problem. So we literally have it's a third party service where we might as well just go directly to Telstra because they're going to prioritize their own customers over third parties. Internet Australia is a joke. Have we mentioned that? It's just a fucking joke.
Look, I'm going through a similar issue with Optus at the moment. I was going to upgrade to the 5G network for Chris because he's currently on 4G and we're on wireless NBN, which is the shittest of the shittest.
Yeah.
And I'm not even kidding. When I went to check our residential address on Optus, it says, "Oh, no, there's nothing available in your area."
Your house doesn't exist. You gotta read
Yeah, and here I am just going, what? But I've already got wireless NBN. I already have the 4G modem. How can I not sign up to anything? Like, what the actual hell?
That's a bit weird.
Disgruntled Gaming was in my chat yesterday. He was talking about the same thing. He's actually just signed up to Starlink to do... That's Elon Musk's thing, which is available in Australia. Most sort of greater metro areas, they're available. He said it's not cheap. I think he said it was like $600 for the antenna alone to start you up. But the speeds are better than NBN.
I want to try this.
I know. I'm just fascinated by the technology.
The technology alone is enough to make me want to give it a crack.
Daddy, please give us the good internet.
We got the good internet. We're fine.
Yeah, we're okay now.
As long as Telstra doesn't do anything. Just don't touch it.
Yeah.
Don't breathe on it. Don't touch it. Just back away. Please, Telstra, we're okay.
Just don't touch it. You know they're going to touch it. They're going to break it. It's going to be a problem.
Yeah.
Anyway, it's, yeah.
So how was everyone's week?
It was a week.
It was a week. I'm in a lot of pain. Do you know, so we had one of those days today where I was just like, oh yeah, everything's going great. I'll be out, because I came in early. I was like, I'm up. It's going to be we're going to smash through all this work. I was helping laminate today, so it wasn't being my painty boy things. I was laminating, and we fucking smashed through all the work. We did a day and a half's worth of work by fucking 12 o'clock. And we were stoked. We were just like, fuck yeah. We'll just load the frame, we'll push it into the big oven, autoclave thing. And so these things work by these massive frames. They take like 10-ton worth of glass and these massive stillages, right? And you got to push them on like a train track onto like a conveyor, like an elevator thing that goes left and right. And then you got to line it up with the door to the fucking autoclave, and then you push the whole thing in, and then it cooks the glass overnight. But it's a pretty, when it works, it's really good, right?
Yeah.
But so we had loaded up probably about 7-ton worth of glass, including the stillage. We were pushing it, and so the train track, it doesn't really work like a train track. It's not on properly. It's very like shoddily designed, and we were pushing it, and we got to the last wheel of like 20, right? And then it hit something. Don't know what it was. Apparently, it's been doing it the last couple of weeks. But like it's always on the first couple of wheels, so it's easy to fix. But it was the very last wheel. This is at like 10 to 1. We're about to leave an hour early. We're like, fuck yeah, this is great. The fucking entire 7-ton panel, like the 7-ton stillage, jumps off the rails, gets stuck in the autoclave, and we have to drag it out using a overhead crane and a fucking forklift. It was ridiculous. And like neither of those two things I just listed could lift above 2 ton. And it was just like, it was like we were in there fucking pushing shit. It was pain. Like it was a lot of fucking pain. And yeah, and I didn't get out of there till like 2:30. It's great. And then I crushed my finger on it as well. So my finger's like, it's a really good.
It sounds like a workplace injury. You gotta,
you gotta get work cover.
Take
quite a few weeks off and get your house cleaned for work cover.
Yes.
Yeah. Work cover will cover like household costs and stuff like that. My mother is a work cover house cleaner.
Ah, interesting.
So if you get injured at work, oh man, you're in it. But I had a wild day at work. Well, first off, I started my day waking up and had a job interview for a different company. Then went to work straight after. Meetings for most of the day, but in the times that I wasn't doing meetings, I was finalizing projects. And one of the projects I'm doing is my own full marketing campaign to make some money. Anyway, so I complete the marketing campaign. I put in all the information. People in the Slack are like, wow, you did a good job. And I'm like, thank you. Then the Friday meeting rolls around and the executives are doing shout outs and they're shouting at each other like, good job doing executives and shaking hands today. Good job, executives. Then they go, good job, Matt, who is my coworker from the marketing team. Good job, Matt, for the marketing campaign you did today and set up this whole campaign. I'm like, that's my campaign.
Did you say that though?
No.
Why not?
Because it just happened so fast. I barely had a second to react. Anyway, I hope that job interview goes well because I didn't even get noticed today at my current job. And I did so much. And that's why I'm drinking right now. Drink the pain away.
Right.
Anyway, Jess, how was your day?
That's very sad.
Yeah. Very good. Thank you.
That's good. I'm glad you had a good day. That's good.
Anyway.
I was just trying to divert from I realized how depressing it
sounded. Yeah, that sounds really depressing.
And like how unfunny it sounded. But I just want to point out right now, because they've been trying, the marketing friend of mine is trying to get me a job in the marketing team. And he's like, really? Because I don't work in the marketing team. I just do their job anyway. Anyway, so he's been pushing for it through the executives. But it shows today that they don't actually pay attention to him and haven't noticed me. So then I have this job, which I'm pretty sure I'm going to get an offer from, which is times my current salary by another 50% and unlimited paid time off and fully remote. So, I don't think they're going to be able to match it in marketing anyway. So we'll see what happens, but I think I'm on my way out,
Yeah, right.
Keen, but it'll be awkward having to start again, but very keen.
Yeah,
it's all in the MetaVerse.
Getting out as well, so I understand the feels.
You don't want to work with glass anymore, but you have a hot glass fetish. You haven't expanded on that. I like in the ZLB podcast chat.
Just one of the many things that he drops in there, and we just never learn.
No, it's
like Sex Box TV show. I don't know what that was.
Oh, that's a good one. Have you heard of this show? This is a
hold up, slow down. The relevant one. Warm glass being such a turn on, there is a story, trust. And I feel like we were just talking about work. So let's talk about the hot glass for a second.
Okay.
Then you can talk about your sex box, because I feel like those are linked. So there's a segue for you.
They're not linked, but there's joining crossovers. So I was working with this guy, he's a glazier, and he was like, it was basically he was just telling me how like how sorry, there's like cars moving out somewhere. So apologies. He was just basically telling me how much like because he was really excited to work with us because my boss is a dick and made him furnace his own glass. So we're furnacing it, we're toughening it, and he was really excited to do that for some fucking reason. I asked him why, and it's just like, have you ever had sex after heating up like a window? Like have you ever gone near a hot window? It was such a random fucking comment, and he's just like, yeah, no, you have sex up against a window. It's real fucking good.
Window.
Make sure the sun's pressing up against
it.
It's like the best thing ever. It was such a I felt it was such a random fucking like comment for him to make.
Did you go to HR? Are you okay?
No, I know this guy. He says fuck. He says the most fucked shit. Most of which I will not repeat here. But it was just such a random thing for him to fucking say. And I thought, I'll chuck that in the topics because you guys know that I work at a glass factory, so it'll be weird, and
So,
it's not gonna make
in terms of how
sense.
this relates to the sex box, is this like a glass?
No,
box
there's zero relation. There's zero actual relation.
Not a hot glass box.
Sex box is like an actual. It's a legitimate television show. It aired for an entire 2 seasons. So basically, it was like So this is like X Factor, but for couples, right?
No, not right. Go on, yeah.
No, not that yet.
Yep.
Do you know this show, Ilati?
No, I don't. I'm waiting to hear more.
Okay, so it's like X Factor, but X-rated,
I just looked it up. What the fuck?
Don't.
I'm not going to spoil it, but all right.
Let me just describe it.
I didn't believe you.
There's a stage that kind of looks like Australia's Got Talent. You've got a live audience. You've got a panel of judges, and you're sitting facing a giant box in the middle of the stage. What is in that box, you may ask? There is a bed, various protection, various activities, and couples go on this show. They get to go into the box. The box is all glazed over, so you can't see anything. It's not that raunchy. It's on right after the 7 o'clock news.
Is it actually?
I think it did air on like one of those weird.
One of the reviews says it was polite, tame, and dull.
Yep. Couples get to go on there and have sex inside the box. There's obviously like the judges sit there and then they review. They ask some questions about their sex, like what happened in the box, how's your relationship. They ask some like.
I hate this. I hate this idea so much.
Things, and then basically, but like the thing that's fucked about this show is like exactly how long their sex lasted because you could be in there for like an hour.
What if somebody's really noisy?
In there for like Well,
what if somebody's like a big moaner and is there music playing that like
drowns out? What are we talking about right now?
There's just elevator music playing for the crowd.
Well, this escalated quickly. Obviously, people are drinking.
Okay.
Oh my god!
It says it's a series. The show's premise centers on the idea that couples will be more open to sexually themed discussions after performing the act itself. So just basically, they're meant to have sex and then talk about their relation. That's pretty weird. Who decided this was a good show?
What?
Yep.
I am so.
What? Where'd you find this from?
Yeah, how do you know?
I've been watching
Sex Box.
There's a YouTuber that I watch, and he's been reviewing a bunch of like really fucked TV shows with his girlfriend, and they were sitting there watching it, and I thought that it was really good enough to talk about. Have you also heard about the show? I don't know the actual name, but it's like Cheaters. Yeah, Cheaters. It's like a show where they have like a full blown.
I've actually watched Cheaters. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like a full.
I'm 100% sure that is fucking staged. Cheaters.
100%. 100%. There was 2 episodes that they watched. One, a man caught cheating on his girlfriend with a VR blow up doll, and they set up security cameras. Oh my god!
I'm kidding.
But it was they had a CCTV footage and it was all blurred, but it was just him with a VR headset on, going at it with a fucking blow-up doll.
They had footage?
Yes, had footage.
It's fake. It's all fake.
It's all fake, yeah.
Terribly poorly acted fake.
It's, you know, it's just one of those, like, it's that like section of TV that it shouldn't exist. Just why is it a thing? Yeah. Anyway, that was sex.
There was that show for a while ago that was like they meet strangers for the first time, but they're naked. Do you even remember that?
Dating naked. That's another one.
What happened with that one? Was that canned as well? Like similarly quickly, or?
That one was actually there's two shows like that. There's one where they just meet naked, right? There's another one where they meet. They're on either side of like a privacy screening thing, and they can talk and hear each other, but it like slowly reveals parts of their body to the other person. So like it'll start like they'll be completely naked, and it'll like show them their feet, and it'll show them their elbows, and then the genitals, and then like chests. But I don't know. It's just like both of those shows should not exist.
I've seen some really trash reality shows, but I feel like you've taken it to another level today. I did watch Love is Blind, which is the Netflix dating show. Similar to what you kind of described, except they don't see each other's like body parts slowly revealed. They just straight up don't see each other until they agree to get married. So they basically get like 8 dudes, 8 chicks, and they have only straight people exist, by the way. They have them rotate between rooms, and like some guy can go like, all right, I'm spending like 5 minutes with this chick, and then he can just like skip out and go to another room. And there's been times when some guy just like walks out on a girl, and she's just like, hello, is anyone there? Because he's just like literally walked out. But it is interesting, and there are some straight up psychopaths who are just like, they sound like amazing, but once like they get into the relationship and they meet each other, you know, it's really bad. So there was this girl who liked 2 guys, and one of them was shorter than the other. So she said she's decided she was trying to go for the guy who was taller. So she rejects the shorter guy, goes for the guy that's taller, but he goes for a different girl. And then she turns around to the shorter guy, like has him come back to her little pod, and goes, actually, I'll take you. They get married, and it's just
They don't get married, though. It's a show.
I know, I'm just saying, the most vicious train wreck.
Why do you watch this? You're encouraging them to make more.
I watched it one time!
Stop it!
I didn't even watch the whole season. I watched like the first 2 episodes, which is when they're in the pod, because the rest of it is when they're outside of the pod, and then it becomes boring to me.
There's another one that they reviewed where it was it's basically undressing a stranger, and it's like, would you undress a stranger? And they get random couples, and so there was like an old couple. There was like a bunch of like, it was like a British show, so it was like a bunch of like Geordie Shore types. There was like fucking like the nerdy group. It was just every sort of like stereotypical fucking grouping, right? And then they would get them to sit in front of each other, and then before they would ask them a bunch of questions, and they had to sit on a bed after having undressed each other. Like that was going to make the questions more open and honest.
And I thought my content was bad. It turns out a lot of other people make some really just fucked up, dumb shit.
Really fucked up shit?
It's not even like...
Who watches this apart from Shelby?
What is the point of it? What is the point of it apart from Shelby?
I don't watch any of those naked ones. I like I said, I was being honest when I said I've watched 2 episodes of Love is Blind. But I have seen like excerpts on TikTok, and it's just messy and funny. Because, yeah, that one chick.
It honestly sounds horrific. I have no faith in television anymore.
You shouldn't. You should never have faith in television.
It's garbage. Absolute garbage.
I like watching Hoarders. Hoarders is always good. Good watch.
But even that, I feel like half of Hoarder stuff is faked as well. Because some of the stuff it's the same thing with that. What's the one where they buy like the storage containers?
Storage Wars.
Yeah,
that's
shit's
always
faked as well. Like, oh my god, the Mona Lisa's here. How did this get here amongst these Christmas lights?
Porn Stars is also a bad, and that's PAWN, not PO.
Like pawn shop. Yes.
Pawn shop. Yeah. So they had a guy bring in like
clarifying
the most rare Super Nintendo game in existence, and he just happened to walk into their pawn shop and try and sell it.
Yeah.
You wouldn't try to sell that at a pawn shop.
They don't intend to sell it at all. They just go on the show and go, oh, look at this.
Just going to flex.
They come in, they're like, this is Elvis Presley's car. How much do you want for it? $7 million. You're not going to get that, sir. All right,
on the flip side, if you want to watch like an actually decent show like that, watch Antiques Roadshow. It's a good watch.
Perfectly
oh man, I used to watch so much Antique Roadshow.
I did too.
That show was fucking sick.
That is sick. I love it. I like to pretend I'm on Antiques Roadshow when I go to like thrift stores.
I remember this is a true story. I was watching that, and we were sort of mucking around, like just joking. We used to joke about it all the time. It's like, oh, this is going to be worth something on Antique Roadshow, you know, blah, blah, blah. And then after my grandmother passed away and my parents had to go up and like clean up the estate and all that sort of stuff, she had so many antiques, like so many. And then all of a sudden, the shit that was in that house, they were seeing it on Antique Roadshow and they were seeing how much they're going for. And it started like this not like a rift, but like all of a sudden the siblings and they're all like, oh, but I get that plate. They're like, no, you get this plate because it's worth this much, and you get that bowl because it's this much, you know. And I forget what it's like. It's some brand of china or whatever. And then every single time my old man came to Melbourne, would go to like these antique shops and stuff like that, and he'd be like, yeah, grandmother had one of those and one of those and one of those. It's like thousands upon thousands upon thousands of dollars worth of just china.
Pretty much. There's a lot of stuff that is rarer than you would think it is.
Yeah.
There's another show called American Pickers, which is fantastic.
Yeah, but I feel like that one fakes it as well eventually.
You do?
I think it started out legit.
Is there one show that you reckon isn't faked? Like, which one do you
Antique
reckon
Roadshow.
is like the most apart from true. Yeah. But is there any others apart from
Antiques Road Trip?
Okay, look, the little thing.
Gear.
No, I mean, you could look up the behind the scenes on Top Gear. That's a fucking drama in itself. Anyway, the one thing I learned from being on reality TV, on being on the block and stuff like that, is if they do a scene where they're like, you know, surprise someone at their house and they open the door, like you see it on breakfast TV a lot, right? They're like, we're going to surprise someone and give them $10K, blah, blah, blah.
They have the camera.
Can't believe it. If you can hear them the second that door opens because they've got a mic on them, then no, that's not the first time they're opening the door because they got a fucking mic on them. The amount of times that like producers would rock up somewhere like to our shop, they'd be like, yeah, crew's about 5 minutes away. Can we mic you up? And it's like, yeah, they're looking for some paint and this today. And I'm like, okay, cool. And like it's just like, and then would pretend like we've like, oh, didn't see you coming in there, buddy. So bullshit. So faked, and it's only more faked. Like when it started, it was a lot. They had like a smaller crew, so a lot more things are, you know, you just go with it. But then by the end of it, they would have 2 producers per contestant. You know, they would have cameras, the camera crew, a sound guy, everything's just half fucking scripted. But they have to do that because they know if they know what's going on, they can control the narrative and they can sell ads, basically. So
pretty much.
You know.
I tell you what, there was actually a reality show that I thought was fake, and it turned out it was real. There was a UK show called the Jeremy Kyle Show, where a guy does DNA tests or goes off at just families having wars with each other, all of that fun stuff. And I always thought, oh yeah, here's a like this is half of it's like scripted, obviously.
Yeah.
Turned out it wasn't, because the show actually got canned a couple of years ago because a person from the show actually committed suicide, and in their notes said it was because of Jeremy Kyle's show.
Oh
How dare
God.
and, yeah, and so the entire show got canned. Like, you can't even get their episodes on YouTube anymore. It's pretty fucking sad.
You know, it's a show. It's definitely fake, but I used to just enjoy it. It was my guilty pleasure enjoying and watching. Is a show where they do like repo collections.
Oh yes.
And it used to be like Big Mama or whatever was on it, and she'd come in and I'd just start a fight a shop while they're like stealing their car out the front. So it's all scripted, obviously, but man, obviously, it was great just watching the carnage.
It was a beautiful comedy. I don't know what you're on about.
Man.
I just remember some of the fucking scenes where like people would just be like chilling. Like, it's obviously scripted for most of them, but I reckon there was some that were legit where they would just repo cars and it'd just be people just fucking sitting at home or some shit. Then they'd come running out of their house, and meanwhile they're just towing it. And this, I forget which character it was, but he would always just like abuse the fuck.
Yeah, they had like different characters who play different roles, and they'd pair them up different. It was actually pretty well put together when you think about it. But I just remember there was like one where, the guy came out and then he like pulled out a gun and he's like, if you drop my car right now, I'm going to shoot you, blah, blah. So then she's like, all right, then I'll drop your car. And just like drops it on its roof. It's like, there, you fucking asshole. It's like, this is great.
I love this show.
This is clearly what happens when people repo cars.
Obviously what happens.
But yeah, it's it's I don't know. This is fucking TV. I haven't watched TV in forever, to be honest. I don't think I've watched TV at all this entire year. Like at all. Like not even like walking down the street and seeing it. Nothing. Like if I watch the news, I watch the news on YouTube. And even then it's like I just watch what I want to watch and that's it, and turn it off as soon as it becomes So it's I don't know.
You just watch Netflix and Disney Plus and Amazon Prime and that's it.
Having said that, I think they said The Voice still had like record numbers of people watching it, like millions upon millions of people. So
you know what I hate? Love Island. I hate how people get so obsessed with these vapid, shallow assholes. And I can confirm.
Oh, what was it? What's the other one? Not Love Island.
Oh, no. Hold up, though.
Oh, okay.
I can confirm.
Naked in Paradise. It's another one of the naked ones.
That is one. I've seen that one,
I
actually. Yeah.
I can confirm the types of people they get on that show because one of my biggest school bullies ended up on their show.
Oh, yeah.
And, like, she her intro was just like, people don't like me because I tell them the truth. People don't like me because they think I'm a bitch. Yeah, well, obviously.
Maybe she's a bitch.
She is 100% a bitch. But she seems so proud of it. Anyway, so she has this whole thing, and now she's like an influencer since the show.
Oh my God.
But
that's the only reason they go on there, right? The only
become influencers. Yeah.
Clout.
So she's 100% like one of the worst people I ever met. And, and also one of those people who is like a school bully who becomes a nurse. So her whole thing was like, I'm a naughty nurse. I'm on Love Island. And it was the worst thing.
Oh, no.
Yeah. What I was going to say is there was a whole thing that came out about how the only people that want to go on Love Island and those sort of shows are influencers that want to start up their Instagram career or launch a makeup line or a swimwear line or whatever. They just go onto that show just to launch themselves. They have no interest in doing anything else. Long term, like it's not like finding love or whatever. And what's that other show you just mentioned, Frog? I remember seeing that one advertised. Is it Naked in Paradise? Yeah, it's Love Island, but they just don't wear clothes, like at all. They just walk around completely naked, have lunch, dinner, whatever, completely naked. It's kind of fucked.
Great.
But what I was going to say, is it The Bachelor or Bachelorette or whatever? There was a whole thing that I was reading about this the other day because all the end of year ratings come up, so they're all talking about what worked and what didn't work. And they said that this bachelorette who was meant to be, I think she's bisexual in this one. She goes both ways.
I think her name's Brooke. Yeah, she's
Can't remember. Anyway, lowest rating opening episode and lowest rating ending episode of a season of The Bachelorette ever. People just did not vibe with it at all. And that's it. Yeah, it's a big yikes because usually they like even if they start off low, they usually people stick with the story, but they just did not stick with the story at all. They just fucking hated it.
Like I had to make it out like it's like a sales pitch, but you would think that like the first bisexual on The Bachelor would be like a big it'd draw a lot of attention.
Yeah, I don't want to generalize, but I'm going to. The people still watching TV are the sort of people that don't really know what a bisexual is.
Yeah, true.
The people that are forward thinking gave up on TV a long time ago. Just a generalization that is pretty damn accurate, I'd reckon.
And trash sells, honestly.
I mean, the thing is, right, and like I said, I've had some experience with reality TV in particular. It's cheap. It's really cheap to make. Like you don't need script writers. You don't need to pay writers. You just half the time the contestants and stuff will film the stuff themselves. You don't even need camera crews. I remember a friend of mine, he was a camera operator for MasterChef, and he said that they cut costs by basically making it so that they have like designated filming areas and they just set a camera up on the tripod and it's just automatically records them. They just sit down and record. They don't need a cameraman and a boom mic and all that stuff anymore. Like they just cut out all these people and just do it cheaply because they said it makes no difference. But then like he was a cameraman and like he's still a friend of mine, good friend of mine. He was a cameraman for heaps of things. He did when they did Top Gear Australia, he was doing the filming and stuff for them as well. And he just said that half their stuff's all been replaced by GoPros and iPhones, basically. because they just want to make it cheap, make it fast, chuck it on TV. People watch it once, and then away they go. And then not anything. Well, I say watch it once, but again, going way back to what we're talking about selling selling yourself. Well, you weren't here before, Frog, but talking about selling yourself and the.
Oh yeah, I do that. I do that.
The episodes of the block that I'm on, they're long gone. I haven't been on the block for probably 3 years now. Having said that, the ones that I was on, they're just airing in Scotland at the moment. So a friend of mine who lives overseas said that he saw my reruns from 3 years ago in Scotland.
Yeah, hey, any Scottish listeners, you can catch him on TV.
Yeah. If you're watching, it's the same way that we'd be sitting at home and watching the British changing rooms or something like that at this point. That's
Great British Bake Off would probably be the one of choice.
I think that one's fast tracked. It's very popular.
Yeah, true.
People like baking, right?
Yes. I like baking.
You don't like baking?
Yes, baking.
The fuck is wrong with you?
Frog just likes being baked.
That's what I was getting at. Yeah.
Got him.
That was a whoosh.
That was a big whoosh. Anyway, it's enough talking shit about shitty shows and whatever else. It is our last episode for the year of 2021. I still stand by it. 2021's just a shit year, full stop. Not much great stuff happened. Mainly COVID stuff. And then now the way that they're talking, we're probably going to have more COVID stuff next year with the Omicron, which...
Omicron per CIA.
Right? Everyone just think that it's the freaking the Ally McBeal episode of Futurama.
Yep.
The next Decepticons. It's like the next Transformer movie,
There is a Transformer movie coming.
The Omnicrons?
No, that's Unicron. But that's also they should make Unicron into Transformer. Anyway, getting totally sidetracked here. I just wanted to take a moment just to reflect a little bit on the year that was. And in particular, the year that was for the podcast, some people have been here from the start. Some people joined in halfway through and everything else. But the first episode that we did put out, which was our pilot episode, was in May of this year. Which feels like forever ago.
Yeah.
It was the pilot episode, and then we quickly shoveled down. I'm just going to go through some titles here, and I want people to sort of guess what these podcasts were about. Obviously, the pilot episode was the pilot episode. We don't really talk about it. It's quite shit quality, not going to lie. But then episode 1 was Jar Jar Binks, which I believe we were talking about how episode 1 is probably the most underrated Star Wars movie there is, which I still believe to this day. I actually watched it not that long ago, and the Darth Maul scene is still fucking epic, no matter what you say. So, the second episode is the COVID birthday party, which got flagged because talking about COVID in podcasts gets like a warning that comes up on most platforms. I think that's all Joe Rogan's fault.
Yeah, fuck you, Joe.
The next one doesn't get much better. The next one is Don't Hotbox Babies.
Oh dear.
I don't even remember what that's about. I don't know, Shelby, if you can maybe...
That was an episode where I wasn't there, and I just heard one side of the conversation the entire time it was being recorded, and I was like, what the fuck is going on?
That was a me thing. I can't remember how it became a thing, but something I said led to that being a topic of conversation.
About hotboxing babies?
Yes. I can't remember what it was, though, but I want to...
Fuck! I don't want to go... Yeah, it's
I don't remember that.
No. The next episode was called Shooters and Frogs Fanfiction. I think that was probably going through the Frogs fan. You haven't delivered that fanfiction yet, have you?
I have not delivered that fanfiction yet. I've been real slack.
Yes. You're gonna have to have some writing days or something.
All right, guys, for Chris, I'm gonna go off the top of the head. Right, I'm gonna just come up with some fanfiction on the spot. For the final, it's gonna be Christmas related. Due to it being Christmas,
some Santa fanfiction.
I'm concerned.
Oh dear, I'm already concerned.
Have you been naughty or nice this Christmas? It's a classic.
You want some naughty or nice Santa is the real question.
Where can I put my sack?
Oh my god.
That's a bit much.
Yeah, moving on to that was like our uphill climb, right? Yeah, because the next one, and I think we all remember the next one, It is World's First Sexed.
Ooh,
Yes.
that's a favorite.
That was my one of my favorites as well.
I think that's where we went a little bit off the rails from a podcast.
I started it there.
Yeah. That definitely was an episode where there was no stopping the train once it started moving.
Was that the one where I mentioned the braces story?
No, because we'll get to that soon. So then the next one after that was Lebo Guy and the Single Mothers, which is still a very popular episode. Which I think old Vince is a big fan of the single mothers.
He's just been promoting it to all the single mothers in his area.
Yeah.
What else
all the single mothers
do listen to podcasts.
They get the pop up saying there's Lebo guys in your area.
Oh my god!
And they click it.
They click it every fucking time.
The next episode after that is Ilati is going to hell. I'm not really sure why I was going to hell for that one. That might have been the house party episode I was talking about, the house party with the neighbor who fell over and couldn't get up.
Oh, yeah, you've mentioned that a few times.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that was a good reason to go to hell. Yeah. Then the next one is Boomers Teach Zoomers. I think that was, that would have been the Mummy Bear episode, maybe? I think we were teaching him some wisdom.
Oh, yeah, that was the fucked one where he had a story about the abattoir. He had heaps of stories about really unsafe operations. With,
they're doing just fucking stupid shit.
Yeah.
The next one is the Braces one because it's called GTA Roleplay, and then there's Frog.
Yeah.
Because if I remember rightly, it's 90% just a typical episode, and then
at the very end, he's just had to keep it in there.
Derails
at the end, we're like, everyone's like, how's the weather? The stock market's great. And Frog's like, hey, you want to hear some fucking messed up shit? Here it is. The end.
Somehow that does not surprise me, at all.
Have you listened to that episode, Jess? You should definitely go give it a listen. There's a really good story about braces. Totally PG.
When Frog starts talking at the end, turn it off. Turn it off.
I'm still going to have a very hard pass on that one. Don't know why.
Be safe.
I can repeat. If you want, no.
No.
I need to talk about it because that made me afraid.
That was. I still have nightmares about that.
Makes me afraid, and it wasn't even happened to me. It happened to my mate.
So fucked. So fucked up. Anyway, going back to the highlight for me, and maybe the highlight for you, Frog, this year, Mass Effect and nuclear power. Hell yeah. How good was Mass Effect? Fucking good was Mass Effect?
I know what I'm doing when I get my Christmas break. I'm going to fucking sit down and replay
it. Man. You know what else you could replay? And it's just getting a renaissance at the moment. Cyberpunk got a PC patch, which apparently has made it mostly positive reviews.
Holy shit, I might actually play it.
On PC. They haven't done their next-gen console yet, so I still got to wait for my PlayStation. But
would you play it again?
Hell yeah, I would. The story's great. I love the story. I love the game, even with the bugs.
I got through to about...
You got to the same spot twice.
No.
And I came into your stream twice, and you're at the same spot twice.
That's not how it happened. That is how it happened, but it's how it happened, but there's a bit more to it. I basically tried to stream it multiple times, but it kept getting like I would have game-breaking issues or a bug that I couldn't get past, and then I would stop, and then I would wait. I literally waited 3 months, went back and streamed it, and Ilati joined at the exact same time that he joined the second time around. I was like, what the fuck?
So with the, I think it's the autumn sale at the moment at Steam, it's the most played game, Cyberpunk. So there you go.
You're right.
But yeah, Mass Effect for me, I'm like I could play it again. And I know that they're making another game that's going to be faithful to the original trilogy, but that's probably another year to 2 years away now. So but fucking the I look back at the 2 weeks that I spent playing nothing but Mass Effect, and man, that was good times.
Did you did a full Renegade playthrough?
Yeah.
I'm tempted to do a full Renegade playthrough on my Christmas break, but do it full fucking hardcore mode. See if I can
That's what I did.
Get that fucking achievement for doing the final.
I missed one thing to get that last achievement. Can't remember what it was.
What was it? You'll definitely got to go back and do it. You know? But yeah, I'd fucking play the shit out of it again. It's just such a. I feel like even though it's the same things that happen each time, I feel like every time I play through it, something different happens.
It's just such a good game.
There's something I miss.
They are making a TV show as well, and I believe. Don't quote me on this because I'm only going on what I can remember. It's Amazon that's funding it. It's going to be an Amazon one, which some people go, "Oh, Amazon." But if you've watched The Boys, Amazon know how to make some great fucking TV.
The Marvelous Mrs. Maisel. Oh man, such a good
show. The Boys. Have you watched The Boys, Frog? No? Yeah? No, he's drinking.
No. So
watch The Boys.
Watch The Boys?
Yeah. It's basically Avengers if Quentin Tarantino directed it and went balls deep on being a fucking dirty asshole. So basically it's about how all the superheroes are just so strong that they can do whatever the fuck they want. So all they do is fuck and do drugs and kill people.
And manipulate.
I have seen this.
Yeah, it's so good. There's two seasons out, which they blow your mind, and the third season's coming. And from what I've read, they're doing they're following the main hero, who's basically Superman, but he's also got like a fucking baby complex where he's just a child, but a child with Superman's powers. And apparently they're going to follow his backstory through like the 60s and 70s and stuff like that. So I'm keen, so fucking keen. But anyway, great show. If you got Amazon Prime, you can go watch it on Prime TV. Boys, season 3 starts soon, like next week or a week after or something. Anyway, moving along. The next one is Cats, Charity, and Knuckles. Now, I don't think it's Knuckles the Sonic character. I think it's How Many Knuckles Deep. So, something...
Cats, Charity, and Knuckles.
Maybe that's the one where Chip was a sexy boy.
Stop sexualizing the cat!
When is there ever not been an episode where Chip isn't a sexy boy? Because Chip is just a constant sexy boy. Constant sexy boy.
Man, he doesn't even have balls anymore.
It's true. He doesn't have his balls
anymore. Shit!
He's losing his manly prowess.
Funny story. So my girlfriend's sister has a massive Great Dane. And it's getting to the stage where it now needs to have its balls, removed. But they are it comes and it like walks past you. If you're sitting on a couch,
the big balls?
It will come and literally like dip its balls on your head.
Yeah, it's a thing.
It's a thing. It fucking is scary. It is like it will just come and it will just plonk them on your shoulder like this.
Not only that, there's this weird thing where like some dogs have weird anxiety when they lose their balls, so then they get like fake balls.
Oh yeah, I've seen that.
It's I don't know. It's all fucking kind of weird. Anyway, Chip lost his balls, but he didn't lose his balls. They just sort of fix him up now. He's got little balls there. They just don't know anything.
Tell him he's still a sexy boy for me.
He's a sexy boy, Chip. He's sitting outside.
Stop sexualizing the cat.
He's sexy though.
Stop it.
The next one, talking about sex, is sex ed and big feet. So,
we're talking about what big feet mean.
Yeah, big shoes, obviously.
What does big feet mean?
Big shoes.
You'll have to listen to the podcast episode to find out.
The next one is high school days, which
reminiscing on the high school days. I remember that.
It's a kind of standard one. The next one is Pratt is an athlete and Ilati is not. I mean, I came up with the title, but I feel attacked. That's when we discovered that though Pratt lives in the VR world now, he's gone back in for his hibernation. We'll see him in a few months, maybe. He, once upon a time, was an athlete who did sports.
Played so many sports.
Touched grass, some would say.
He was a sporty boy.
He was a very sporty boy. That's followed up by The Three Wise Men. I believe that was an episode where it was, I think, just me, Meech, and Northstar. Three Old Men Yells at Cloud was the alternative name. That
or in that podcast you'd all talked about how tall you were, so it was going to be
it's also when we discovered that the only reason why Meech came to Australia is because he burned down his apartment and was accused of stealing a TV.
And I roasted him about it many times since, just like he roasted his house.
And they were literally like, their house burnt down and like, fuck it, let's go to Australia then. And off they went. So that was the whole thing. The next one is that mac and cheese. I think that was the peak of Shelby's obsession with mac and cheese and mac and cheese balls.
Gone now. I'm over that hyperfixation at the moment. I don't know what I'm on at the moment. What do you think I'm fixated on right now?
Wine.
No, I'd be drinking it every day if that was the case.
Cooled out.
I don't know if you're hyperfixated on any kind of food at the moment. Chicken?
Wait.
Chicken nuggets?
You're on the dump train for a while.
Yeah, you were definitely dumped. You went straight from mac and cheese to dumps. That is so true.
I was until our fry pan broke, and I can't make them in the other fry pan.
To the point where normally where you'd cook mac and cheese every day, you're cooking dumplings every day.
I was.
That is so true, yeah.
I've been promised for Christmas from my mother a frying pan with a lid so I can make dumplings in it, but I wonder, I'm thinking she might bring it tomorrow. Ooh. So I might be back on the dump train.
Ooh. It's a thing. I'm a firm believer of once you set up for Christmas, like once the tree's up, all the presents are under the tree, away you go. It's fucking open season. You don't have to wait till the 25th to open them up. Like, it's especially when there's toys that are fun under the tree. You know, like I don't want to wait till Christmas.
You have like 11 packages there for me. Does that mean I can open them?
No, because we haven't completed the rest of setting up of the Christmas. My thing was always like, because once 25th rolls around, we're driving, we're going places, we have to fucking, do the Christmas thing. We don't get to play with any of the toys. They have to sit there for a couple more days. Where if, the week before when you're doing fucking nothing, open up some presents, way you go. It's always a thing. So yeah, hopefully get your present tomorrow and then you can have dumplings again. Maybe you're not eating. Have you been eating?
I actually have not been eating as much as I used to.
Although I did see Pizza Hut's got pizzas on chicken schnitzels at the moment.
Schnitzels, they're called.
So I kind of want that.
They're like $30 each with some chips.
Yeah.
It's a Parma.
I could probably go for it.
We have schnitzer at home.
We don't have schnitzer at home.
It's called a Parma.
We don't have Parmas at home.
Good point.
Oh my God. Anyway, moving on to the next one. The Miracle Whip episode.
Whip?
I had to get an explanation as to what Miracle Whip was compared to mayonnaise.
Yeah, still kind of not really sure what it is. But people like to listen about Miracle Whip, though. I don't know who's Googling Miracle Whip podcast, but thank you for the listens. Next one was particularly scary kind of episode for me. I don't know. It just kind of freaked me out a little bit. Particularly how cool Jelly was about how she can see ghosts and they have touched her and pulled her off her bed in the night. And she's like, yeah, I know what they look like. And they've done things to me. And I'm just like, it's fucking ghosts. Why are you so cool about this?
The episode arc.
She was laying in bed and she got pulled out of her bed by a ghost.
Casually.
Just brings it up in conversation.
Casually would.
Anyway, we're still going to go on a ghost tour. Hey, Frog, you want to come on a ghost tour? Jess, you can come too. You're close enough.
Fuck, sweet. That sounds fun.
There's one there's one at Pentridge, which has a close connection to me because my great grandfather was the warden at Pentridge.
So the ghosts, when we go there, are definitely going to want to snap your neck.
That's what I'm thinking, right?
Yeah. So I'll come prepared.
Yeah, it's fairly. When you think about it,
why are you thinking that's a good idea? You're
why
get dragged into a jail cell?
Do you know what they did with Pentridge?
They turned it into a luxury apartment. So
they turned it into a luxury. People are living where Pentridge is.
I've literally I literally did 3 weeks ago. I did a print design that's.
Could you imagine, if someone goes, "Oh, this huge jail where all these people were killed. Let's keep the walls up and stuff, but let's put a cinema and a fish and chip shop in the middle, a couple of luxury apartments. They can still look at the walls and stuff and feel like they live in prison." That's literally what they did. And then there's a wing that they left there, and people can go explore ghosts there. And not only that, there's visit the area, stay the night. There's look for ghosts. Then there's hunt ghosts, and then there's encourage ghosts to come out. There's these different tiers of ghost hunting there as well. So it's fucking, it's something. Anyway, so yeah, Shelby's right. This is the start of the spooky arc, if you like. But what's more scary than ghosts? All right, because the next episode was terrifying. It was the Girls Only podcast. So
we just talked about how shit men are. To be honest,
it really was. And I had to record it and edit it and everything else, and all I listened to was how shit men are. And it reminds me of The Simpsons when Homer turns on the TV and it's like Oprah or something like that, and they just go, "Man," and then the whole crowd goes, "Boo!" It
was more like Gamer Boys.
Men on the internet are the worst. That's pretty much what it was. And then there was, again, Jelly coming out with the great topics was straight up like that. Men will ask you for shots of your pussy, so then you ask them for money, and then once you get the money, you send them pictures of your cat.
This is when wasn't this when you're trying to fucking like G up Lucy to like yeah,
that's the episode.
I was trying to get her to understand the internet, and she understands it now.
Yes,
Does she?
kind
Does
of.
she though?
I mean, the way you made it sound like is maybe you shouldn't understand.
I think I scared her off because all she plays is single player games. So
you definitely made it sound like if a woman unknowingly connects to the internet, she becomes pregnant. So it's sort of
they wish they got that close to women on the internet. Anyway, what's the next episode?
The next one was the returning of, I think it was back when Lebo Guy came back. This is when Sydney was going into lockdown. So Sydney lockdowns and more ghost stories.
And I also read him his tarot cards, and I scared him a little.
Yes, you did.
Oh no!
And we talked about the spell that I put on you that you insisted.
Which we still talk about. How you
bring it up a lot
because you cheated. You're a witch.
All I did was give you a shiny rock. You should just say thank you.
Thanks for the shiny rock you left in my
You're
house.
welcome. Because of the shiny rock, you got a girlfriend. Good job.
You can sell them to men on the internet. The next one is spaghetti noodles. Not really sure what's going on there. The next one is working with weirdos, which I've definitely worked with some weirdos over the years. I think we went through a few stories there.
And I may have ranted at this point about how my coworkers don't have hobbies.
Probably.
Probably.
Next one, personal favorite of mine, Kat Upton's Game of War.
Oh my gosh, that was a thing.
She makes millions of dollars to just put her boobs on top of a terrible mobile game. So it's a great episode. Not as great as the next one, Boning in VR.
Oh my god,
that was the best intro to the interview of Pratt's. That was I'd like to put my hand forward for further interviews. I want to be the official interviewer. That was.
I mean, what we can do
next
season for the podcast, you can host your own episode, Frog. You get your own guests. You know, Frog's episode.
I'll just get all my.
It'll just be all braces.
I could tell some stories.
Oh boy!
Oh no!
We followed up Boning in VR for VR chat has small feet.
Okay.
Yeah, it's yep. I think that was us just talking more about VR stuff in particular, VR chat stuff, and I thought we would call them out for having small feet. I don't know. I don't even know what that's about. I think it's just a joke. You have to listen to that episode to figure out. But coming up next was Tricks Are for Kids. I think we're talking about American food a lot in that one.
I really wanted Apple Jacks and Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
Cinnamon Toast Crunch? Well, I mean, one day we'll go down to the American supermarket. It's a place that I know where it's at. Just need a car.
It's a place.
Get there. The one after that was the All American podcast where we were highlighted how not clever most of America is. Seeing as apparently when you turn 30, you're dead. So you expire at 30, which is one of the more popular episodes. This is North Star and his mates, and one of his mates in particular thought your life is over when you turn 30. So R.I.P. me, I guess. Yeah.
I'm alive. Woo.
For now. Next was Meech for President. This is where Meech was selling his idea of getting everyone high so they just give less fucks about everything. Chill everyone out, Which, it's still probably, it's not the worst idea that comes from presidency. Let's not go any further with that.
I've got many. I'm biting my tongue.
Just bite your tongue on that one.
Just sitting here quietly.
Next comes the long list of New World. So the next three New World, Amazon's New World, and New World is Destiny, which in terms of MMOs, we've learnt a lot from New World. It's actually today's the day we're recording. Today's the day of the new Final Fantasy XIV DLC. A lot of people are very, very, very excited about that. Not me though. I don't give a shit. And also, I saw on Panda, who obviously they're MMO man here he is, has many people asking him to play it. Basically cracking the sads over the fact that he has to play through so much boring content to get to the new content, and he just doesn't want to do it, which I relate to so much.
Yeah.
Because as everyone I talk to is like, wow, the new content's really good. I'm like, yeah, well, the old content's not, and I'm still stuck there. So yeah, apparently there's boosts and stuff that will come out eventually, and you can sort of boost your way up, similar to the way that like whenever a new DLC comes out for Destiny, they just say, hey, everything else is irrelevant. Here, you're leveled up now. Those people that grind all that time, doesn't matter. You just get a consumable and you're done. So, yeah, MMOs, which, I mean, we're still playing New World to a degree, but it's certainly at the point now where, I don't know, I'm feeling like my MMO meter is good. I'm fulfilled now. I don't think I need any more. And then the next topic was the MetaVerse Christmas.
Oh boy.
I'm not even sure what MetaVerse means anymore. So something.
Everyone has broadened the term to mean almost everything.
They make it sound like we're all moving to a digital metaverse.
It's like
full of NFTs and
Speaking
Facebook.
of which, the company that I'm interviewing for is in the metaverse. Anyway, continue.
That's exactly how I feel. Yep. I hate it. I hate it so much.
It's frustrating because it's like if you say anything bad about it, you get like instantly, it's, what the fuck? As if
you know what it reminds me of?
Denying progress.
It reminds me of the time where all the old school everything was going digital, and their way of showing that was putting the word E in front of everything. So I was like, oh my God, we got ETV coming out at the end of this year and blah, blah, blah. Yeah,
everything.
Well, that was when iPod came out. They're like, well, we're cool. So ours is an iPod. And like, well, I have this and iMac and iPC and iTV and iDock. And I don't give a shit, right? Because now everyone's like, oh my God, this is it. It operates 100% in the metaverse. I'm like, no one fucking knows what the metaverse is, right? And I feel like it's just going to go. Like, I don't think it's going to take over, because everyone who's my age or older is going to reject it because it's too much change.
The whole NFT thing, I don't understand it, and I've been purposely avoiding trying to understand it because the people that I know that I follow from like old Siege gamers that like are now like fucking they're trying to run esports orgs and shit like that. They're like heavily into it, and they're fucking annoying, dodgy cunts. And I'm just like, I don't want to fucking have anything to do with this.
Yeah, I don't necessarily understand NFTs. Like, I do understand a bit of crypto. I think that NFTs and crypto in general is bad for the environment and things like that. But also, I'm starting to see a point where it's just like, if you're on board, there's a potential, if you're on board early, to actually do well there and make some money. And as a poor person, that sounds very nice.
Yeah, but
I get that point, but it's just like
I feel like the what you're saying is the trap, right? Because I feel like there's people that have come up with this whole concept of NFTs so that other people will be like, I could get into this, and they buy like NFTs and whatever else, and that's the money going to the guy who created the fucking idea, and then that person gets stuck with a JPEG,
multi-level marketing,
a single fucking cryptocurrency, and away they go. Because that's all it is it's crypto JPEG, really simplest way to put it.
It's like
I understand what it is.
Photo of my asshole, and just like it would, I could get people to fucking make millions.
We should mint Boydo's nipple.
Oh my God!
Yeah, fuck yes.
So
I'm gonna ask him.
The only thing is, there's a couple things here to be said, right? And I don't want to let's not get dragged into this whole. We don't want to be an NFT podcast because that's the whole thing as well. But like, there's a game that I kickstarted, and I've been following its development and everything else, and they're talking about how, particularly like NFTs, because they go into the blockchain, they can't be duplicated. They exist, and that's it. And their game keys and their game codes are going to be all NFTs, so that they can't be duplicated and their game can't get stolen, basically. Which seems fine, but then on the flip side of that, Steam's already banning games because what they're doing is people will be like, hey, you can buy these NFTs in game, like skins, that only you get because they're in the blockchain, blah, blah, blah. And Steam's like, no, we're not doing that. But then at the same time, Steam already does that with CS skins and stuff like that. People get them, they're tied to you, and then you can sell them to someone else, just like an NFT.
And it's got your wear and your tear and your.
So Steam's like, no, we're not going to do NFTs because we do our own thing that we don't call NFTs, but do exactly the same thing. So it's a whole thing. Anyway, NFTs are kind of fucking stupid. I don't see that being a feasible future for anything other than what we already have. So yeah. I've said about that. The next one was black food. Basically, a whole episode talking about
black hot dogs.
Talking about how people make black burgers and hot dogs.
And the blue burger that I ate that made my whole mouth blue.
It's fucking weird.
Man. That was the whole thing. And it looked like I gave a Smurf a blowjob. That was a joke I made. It's a good joke.
That's a funny joke. Maybe one of your best.
It's a good joke.
Speaking of Shelby's great jokes, the next one after that is Shelby's Hot or Not, where it just kind of derailed.
I can expand on my list if you want. There's this actor from Bridgerton, and unfortunately he's not going to be in season 2.
Oh,
but his name, and I'm not going to be able to pronounce his name because I'm pretty sure it's French, but it's Roger Jean Page.
Is this why you were bringing up French guys the other day?
No, unrelated.
Put down glass, like you do a glass hot or not, Sorry,
you think all hot glass is hot, but that's different. Roger Jean Page is on my list. Continue.
Can I? Okay, I'm not going to say what it is. Okay, never mind.
And then the next one was called Frog is in, Streamlabs is out. So, how's that Streamlabs going?
It's good. I haven't. I'm trying to find someone to do like some cool little. I want to revamp my stream setup. I don't really stream that much, but I still want to get a different thing so I can have some transitions and shit. So I've just literally just set it up.
You should. You know what? You should have asked me last week. Would have told you that like websites like Nerd or Die and stuff who just give you pre-made everything. They had a Black Friday sale. It was like 70% off.
Oh.
Yeah. They do have some free ones and stuff. They're still worth checking. I think there's like Owned as one and Nerd or Die is another. There's a few out there. I usually take them and then just rip them apart and make them look like my own stuff. But some things are just really cool and I just keep it the same. Whatever. But yeah. It's Streamlabs has changed their name now. It's something else. I forget what they call themselves now. Something else. But I've been reading up. I've been doing like online courses on like streaming etiquette and business and streaming stuff and blah, 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 all this sort of things. And obviously the stuff was that they're presenting has been recorded years ago. And they talk about Mixer and they talk about Streamlabs. And I'm like, a little awkward. Hello, Birdie.
Hi, Birdie.
Bird guest stars on podcasts.
And that brings us up to date with today. Basically, that's a year's worth of random ass fucking podcasts. And now that I think about it, probably need another girls only podcast at some point.
Okay, sure.
Probably Shelby's still going to get me a witch to come on the podcast.
Yes.
To tell me that I was correct.
Or I'm going to do a proper spell and do it.
No, you're not going to put a fucking spell on me.
You're going to let me get a Ouija board finally.
No!
You're telling me my house was haunted too. That was the thing that happened.
Your house is haunted, but it's haunted by a positive spirit.
No. It was haunted by two things. It was a positive spirit, remember, and then it was that was something protecting us from the evil spirit that was trying to fuck.
You having Ghost Wars?
Yes, it's true. It's true.
And
I'd watch that show. That show would be sick.
But we're pretty sure the good spirit is related to your girlfriend.
Yeah,
so if you ever fuck with your girlfriend, you're gonna get attacked by the ghost. So
yeah, true.
They're gonna team up against you. So
True.
Patent pending on Ghost Wars, by the way. That's my show. I came up with that. Anyone fucking listen to this and makes Ghost Wars, I'll be so fucking upset. It's gonna be so good. We find a positive ghost and a negative ghost. We make a fight.
Yeah.
And it can be fake. Because we already talked about how fake shows still do just as well.
Yeah. Can there also be a naked theme to it?
Naked Ghost Wars.
Naked Ghost Wars.
These ghosts
in paradise.
in paradise.
It's a dating
on
show.
A beach.
It's on a beach.
So because ghosts
the ghosts have to fuck in a box.
No.
Hang on, hold on. Ghosts keep the form and like the clothes and everything they were wearing when they died. So you're gonna have to find 2 ghosts who died naked.
That can't be that hard.
In a box.
In a box.
Yeah.
Wait, ghosts can't. Can ghosts change
like
their clothes?
a really dark. That's like a really
dark
dark twist to the sex box show. It's like they start killing the people in the box so that they can have it for the ghost sex box episode.
Oh my god, they put them in the box and kill them in there, and then they have to have sex as ghosts in there.
Oh my god, that's dark.
It's fake though. It's fake though. It's fine. We won't actually hurt anyone there. It's completely fake.
It's scripted murder. It's all right.
People believe us though. People will watch that show and believe that we murder people in boxes just so they can have sex as ghosts.
You know what was sad? BuzzFeed Unsolved has finished up, and that was a great ghost hunting show.
I don't even
They
know.
did. That was the "Hey demons, it's me, your boy." That's where that's from.
Oh.
They had their final episode, and for their final episode, they went back to the first place that they visited and like got fucked with, and it's fantastic. Honestly, they were like the best part of BuzzFeed. I mean, the guys left a long time ago, but they kept doing the show for BuzzFeed, like as an outside, sort of thing. So if you ever want to binge watch something, BuzzFeed Unsolved is great. They talk about mysteries, murder mysteries, ghosts. There's also the BuzzFeed Unsolved True Crime. 10 out of 10. Best thing BuzzFeed has ever done.
I'm totally fine with your spells and Ouija board stuff, just not in this house. That's the rule.
I'll do it on the balcony.
No, you won't.
I'll do it in the hallway.
You won't do it in this
do
building.
it in secret, and you won't know about it.
Wait. Can I hear a Ouija board? Are we doing
You won't let me have
now?
one.
We're doing
I want to play Phasmophobia. If you don't play Phasmophobia with me, Ilati, we're gonna get Phasmophobia IRL.
Yeah, sure. You know, there's another big update for Phasmophobia in December.
Stop telling me that and not playing with me.
It's going to be snowy, isn't it? Snowy.
No. Yes. Anyway.
I really need to play that on my VR. It's going to be so good.
Yeah, it's terrifying in VR. I really didn't like it.
Oh, I loved it. I'd love to scream and just have fun with it.
So,
I mean...
Yeah, so we're going to have I think we need to do more spookums for our next season of podcast. Shelby's going to have the girls only one where she says not all men are the worst. Only
it depends how you treat me that week, to be honest.
Oh God, that's a challenge. That's a fucking loaded challenge. Frog's going to have his own podcast. It's going to be called For the Boys.
And it's just going to be my siege mates. We're going to tell our most fuck stories. God. And it's just going to be very racy.
Yep, that'll be an explicit episode. I don't know. What else? What else do you feel in for like next season? What do we need?
Drinking game on one of the episodes.
Just like you know what? We should just absolutely get hammered, then record the episode. Like before we even start the episode, get hammered.
Absolutely.
I've got a suggestion. I might tell you off. To not spoil too much, but it's a good one. I think I wanted to suggest this the other week, but I never did.
Yeah, I think we could do a drunk ass episode. That'd be pretty fun. Yeah. Definitely get some more guests on. I think we reach out and get some new people on, even if they just come on for one episode and talk some shit. I think that's good. It's always good to get an outsider to come in and experience it because they always leave
scarred.
Yeah, scarred was the word that came to mind.
Yeah, totally.
They leave with a fear of braces.
Why are you scared of braces? Do you want to explain to me in detail
why? Because of sepsis, Frog. Because of sepsis.
Oh my God! Stop.
Here we go.
Why? Oh boy. Anyway, yeah. Does anyone else want to wrap up this year? Final thoughts? Anything? Hoping for next year.
Final thoughts about the year, or like
everything. This is it. No one's going to be listening to this podcast. There'll be no new episode until like next year, 2022.
Send me Bitcoin.
What? All right, don't listen to Shelby. What the fuck? What's wrong with you?
I said because I'm poor and I need to get NFTs. I gotta get in there.
Okay, all right. Well, if no one else has got anything, I would like to say, as much as many people who were in lockdown, many white people in their apartments thinking they're cool, started podcasts while in lockdown. I like to think that this particular podcast, now that we're all out of lockdown, will continue on.
We lasted longer than most of them.
we'll continue on and only get more and more wild with new stories and new adventures rather than being depressed about staying at home and being locked in your house forever. We're definitely not going to turn into like a craft beers podcast or a cryptocurrency NFT podcast or
maybe a ghost.
Can I shout out the beer that I'm drinking because it is a really sick craft beer though.
We just said no frog.
No frog. Bad frog.
Hop hen hazy
God.
ale. It's my mate's beer. Thank you very much.
We're going to really need to wrap this up quickly. We're losing him.
Yeah,
we're losing him, boys.
It's over. It's over. It's done. Okay. What I was just going to say is that we're not your standard podcast. We're not going anywhere. We'll continue to change and evolve. And there's people ask us, what's the ZLB podcast about? And I just say it's just more ZLB in audio form that's on the internet, and that's about it, really. We don't have any kind of plan. There's no structure. It's not scripted. And we're just going to keep doing that. But probably not until like next year after we'll survive Christmas. And hopefully future us is, having a great time. Shelby might have enough money for chicken nuggets. And
I might. Then I'll be, when I'm in the MetaVerse, I can have meta chicken nuggets.
Oh my God, stop. Stop going into the MetaVerse. Anyway.
That's what the job will be, in the MetaVerse.
It's that time, for the final time of 2021. We can all plug ourselves. Shelby, where can people buy your merch so you can afford chicken nuggets?
Shellbunny.com, although I might change the website at some point because currently it's hosted by Streamlabs.
That's a yikes from me.
Oh,
no. Well, that's good work. Let's go. Jess, what are you up to now, Jess? What have you been doing?
Little bit of nothing.
Little bit of nothing?
No. You'll see me modding around in various people's streams. So just if you see me, just say hi.
Say hi to Tech Jess and Frog. Streaming without Streamlabs.
I'm already plugged, but I'm more than happy to plug my Twitch where you can donate $5 and I will scull a beer tonight. I'm just gonna have that as a thing. But anyway, that is going out.
This stream comes out.
Yeah, I've realised that's no point of that. Anyway. I'm going to be streaming later. I'm going to be drinking. And I'm going to be... that's most of my stream, so if you enjoy that kind of content, I will get a nipple out on stream. You just have to pay the right amount. The right amount, you will never know. You just got to pay it.
And on that note, I think it's time to go.
Yeah. Thanks for listening to the ZLB podcast. And if you've listened to all the episodes, wow, what's wrong with you? Thanks for subscribing and liking and make sure you let your friends know to listen on all the different platforms. As you can tell, it's been a long ass year. We're all very cooked. We don't even know what we're talking about anymore. But next year, we're going to come back all refreshed and stuff, and the episodes are going to be great, and you should definitely come back and listen. So,
bold of me to assume I won't be a crusty gremlin still next year.
Thanks for listening, and have a great rest of 2021. Bye.
Bye.